Right, I'm going to do a quick review of the only thing that I actually bought from the British Shooting Show 2020 that I just got back from, and that is this, and it is a A&M Custom Gunsmiths TWINK C silencer, and as you can see, this is the carbon fibre one. They actually make just a normal TWINK, which is an aluminium bodied silencer, and the TWINK C, the C obviously denotes the fact that it's made of carbon fibre, and it is a really efficient and really nicely put together bit of kit. They had a really good stand at the British Shooting Show, A&M. They sell some lovely customised gear. And I was in the market for a nice new silencer to fit on this Priest 2. And I wanted something that had a decent volume to it. I always prefer a silencer with a decent amount of volume if I can get one. The only trouble is normally the bigger volume and the longer length also obviously goes hand in hand with an increase in weight, which affects the balance of the rifle. However, being carbon fibre, the only aluminium parts are the end caps and I think the baffling system inside. So this is actually a very light, well, certainly light for its size, silencer. It's got a nice volume to it, and it doesn't affect the balance of this rifle at all. Normally I use a Hugget, but I've also got a Donny FL, and I had a Sax, and obviously I had a Virout silencer that come fitted with most of their air rifles. It was on a 110 that I had, and I have to say that generally speaking, the Virout silencer is probably the quietest silencer that I've ever used. Wasn't especially impressed with the Donny FL. I was a bit disappointed in that, especially when you think about the price of those things. The Hugget it's all right. The Hugget, it's not a bad little silencer. It works. It's okay. It's nicely made. Looks good. It's okay. The Sax was good, but because it was generally, I think, designed for rim and centerfire 2.2s, it was quite heavily constructed. I think it was a steel body, and that was it was efficient, but it was very heavy, like really heavy. For its size. But this is incredible. This has got, I would say, the performance of the Virout, with the looks and the style of the Donny FL and the Hugget, because that's the only thing with the Virout. It's efficient, but it's so bland, it's unreal. It's also quite long, and it's just bland. It really is. It's efficient, but it's long and it's bland. This, on the other hand, is equally as efficient, I would say, and it looks great. That carbon fibre, everything about it's really nicely made. There's no blemishes, no bad edges, nothing. Everything's really nicely finished. It's nicely put together. It's just a really nice moderator. Really nice, really nicely finished, really nicely made. And it works. It's so quiet. I have posted a video of me out the other day in that Storm Dennis doing a few test shots with it just to see how quiet it was. And it's just unbelievable. It's whisper quiet. Outside, it really is. It's a whisper quiet gun. I'm not going to bother doing decibel tests and all that nonsense, because I don't know about you, but if I said to you, oh, that's 1 decibel higher than this, how loud's a decibel? How do you quantify that with your own ears? You can't. For me, I'm quite simplistic. It either works and makes it quiet, or it doesn't. Simple as that. This works. This makes this rifle very quiet. I mean, it is whisper quiet, which is quite important for me, because I do a lot of shooting at stables, and horses, being the animals they are, they're a little bit flighty at the best of times, and really you want something that's as quiet as you can possibly go. And this certainly fulfills that function. I know this rifle's shrouded, so it's not especially loud anyway, but with that on, it's unbelievably quiet. Outside, shooting a pellet in the open air, it is really, really, really quiet. And it's just so well made. And as for pricing, well, I'm sure everyone's aware of how much a Donny FL is, and the Donny range, they're mega expensive. Huggets, very expensive, and you would probably imagine that something like this, carbon fibre, really, really beautifully made, and it is nicely constructed, really well put together, no rough edges, no poor finish, carbon fibre weaves really nice, uniform. You would think that was going to be really expensive, but it isn't. It's cheaper than a Hugget and a whole load cheaper than the Donny FL range. In fact, it's considerably cheaper than the Hugget, in all honesty. And it works as well as the Weihrauch, I think. So for me, it's a win-win all round. It's lightweight, doesn't affect your balance of your rifle. It's super quiet, and it's beautifully made, and it's not especially expensive. So if you're in the market for a decent moderator that's not faddy but looks good and works, you can't go far wrong with one of these, I don't think. I'm well impressed with this thing. It's really, really good. It's just well made. Doesn't affect your shot placement either. You know, it doesn't make your pellets go. I've heard of some moderators that people have bought from different companies that have had a proper bad effect on the groupings. Well, I was shooting yesterday in Storm Dennis. I mean, the wind was screaming. I was setting up my sights, so I did a couple of shots. And the groups at 35, 40, I think it was 38 yards I was shooting at, because it was the only dry bit of ground I could find to shoot off, was pretty good, you know. They were really, really tight considering the wind, so that silencer is definitely not affecting the shot placement. And shooting down my sort of 20 yards back garden range, where the wind is a lot less, obviously, because it's enclosed. 20 yards, this gun's putting pellet on pellet with and without the silencer, so it makes no difference at all to the shot placement or the grouping. So there you go, thoroughly recommended. My only purchase from the British Shooting Show, but nonetheless, one that I am very glad that I made, because I think that looks great and it works really well. And these are the guys that got it off. Don't know if you can see that clearly. A&M Custom Gunsmiths. And yeah, really good. Haven't tried anything else from them, but if the certainly if that TWINK's anything to go by, then they're very good company. Really good. They had a really good stand. The stand was really nice. There it is. Had some really interesting bits and bobs on there. Especially if you're a Weihrauch owner. You seem to have a fair few cylinders and things for Weihrauchs. So yeah, great thing. And a great silencer. And I think that looks the dog's nuts on that rifle. There's not a lot wrong with that. And on my way home from the shooting show, I also popped into City Air Weapons just to have a little chat with them about this gun. Thought I'd go while I'm in Birmingham, down that way, go and meet the man himself, have a little chat. And yeah, really nice fella, nice gun shop, nice bloke. And he's selling these Priest 2s, City Air Weapons. And I'm well impressed with this gun. It's a nice little thing. It's like a sort of modular-y thing. I like it. And I think that silencer just tops the whole thing off, really. I am intending to put a better scope on this, but I'm still undecided about what telescopic sight I want to put on it. But it does need a better scope, really. But I'm still undecided about what to put on. But there you go. So, A&M silencer. Beautiful thing, works a treat. Doesn't just look good, works. Look at that, it's just lovely. The finish on it's amazing. For the money, they're a really good buy. A really good buy. A little bit of bling on the old gun that actually works. There you go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will be out doing some hunting and some long range target shooting with this gun. As soon as this storm stops blowing a hoolie, we'll be in business. So don't forget, if you're in the market for a decent silencer that's not as expensive as a lot of the other smart looking silencers, give these guys a bit of a shout. And if you're at the shooting show and I stop to talk to you, or you stop to talk to me rather, then it's nice to meet you face to face, to those people I did talk to. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.